Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, I stand before this House heartbroken. This past weekend, tragedy struck our Dearborn community as we learned of the death of all 5 members of the Abbas family. They were killed by a drunk driver while driving back from a family vacation in Florida, and their loss has devastated our community in ways that you cannot imagine. In every sense of the word, they were our community. Their parents were born and raised there. Remus served as a respected doctor at Beaumont and had just been promoted to head all of the doctors at the hospital. And Assam had a successful career as a lawyer and real estate agent. Their children, Ali, age 13, Isabel, age 12, and Giselle, age 7, were gifts from God and the center of the parents' lives, but so many other families in Dearborn. Their family, their very extended family, was devoted to everything that they did. Their absence stunned this community and is felt deeply and emotionally. Thousands attended one of the memorial services this week and then the funeral. Many in attendance chose to remember the good memories, the smiles, the laughs, their careers, their deep connections to friends, neighbors, co-workers, classmates, and friends. But some came up to me and spoke very honestly. I was struck by the children and grown men who came up to me in tears, asking me why we hadn't done something to stop drunk driving. A young girl, a classmate, who will never see her friend again, had channeled her grief into research. She came up to me and asked, why, when the technology exists, has Congress never done anything to mandate interlock breathalyzers to prevent this kind of senseless accident from ever happening again? And she wasn't alone. Elders in the community had also researched this subject, and the senior men, in their very deep way, asked me why nothing had been done. Why weren't we using and mandating technology that would save lives? And I had no good answer. Too many lives across this country are taken because of drunk driving. In 2016, 10,497 people died in alcohol-impaired driving crashes. That is 28% of all traffic-related deaths. The young girl was right, and the elders of the community were correct. That technology does exist to stop drunk driving once and for all, and Congress has never had the will to take it on. I have to go home tomorrow to a community that is still grieving. I can't look them in the eye unless we're really willing to try to do something. This week, I'm introducing legislation in memory of the Abbas family that would mandate all new vehicles be equipped with interlock breathalyzer devices. This will stop intoxicated drivers ever starting a vehicle and keep them off the roads. If we can keep one person from dying on the roads and make people think twice before getting behind the wheel when they shouldn't, even when they're buzzed and think they'll be okay, then won't we have been successful? I know that some will say, this is too much of a burden. It won't work. Why should we have to do that? Well, I'm going to look them in the eye and tell them why no community should ever have to feel what our community is still feeling this week. I will work with all my colleagues, Democrats and Republicans, and the auto industry to save lives. It's our moral imperative. Nothing will bring back the Abbas family, but their lives were too important to forget. Our community will deeply miss them, but we need to make sure that their death was not in vain. We must dedicate ourselves in their memory and those of others we know to try to prevent another life being lost this way senselessly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back the balance of my time.